Hyprop owns upscale shopping centres including Hyde Park, Rosebank Mall and Canal Walk.
Exactly, the kind of places where international companies that want to open a store, I'm like, Superdry or H&M or something, where do they go? They go to where all the rich shoppers are, and these are the malls that are provided by Hyprop.
Market cap, 24.5 billion rand, trades on a yield of 5.4%. Does the game change when it comes to Hyprop?
It stays unfortunately the same. In fact, Hyprop might be a little bit more negative because they have expanded quite dramatically into Africa in the recent past, more so than other players.
So their risk profile.
The Africa story is a wonderful story longer term, but in a down cycle of commodities, they are taking a little bit of strain there. The yield's also quite low, but obviously this is premier retail property, premier retail exposure. The time to buy them is when you're looking at falling interest rates going forward, not rising interest rates. So cyclically, this is not actually the time to buy these properties.
You look at their portfolio there in property, it's well known, the adage, location, 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 and they've got oodles of it.
Yeah,
yes.
And most countries around the world where you go, if you want to go to like the best shopping street in Sao Paulo or in, I don't know, Santiago, Chile, which is where I was recently, there's a street, right? And then you got all those stores, the fancy luxury Italian brands and what have you. In this country, you don't have that. If you think about it, there's no street. You can't go like downtown Joburg or something. It's because they're in the malls.
You go to the shopping mall.
So the
that's
best
the culture.
malls are where people target, and that's all good and well, and these guys own them. And they've added to the portfolio with things like the Somerset Mall and all that sort of thing.
But the Africa risk element.
Look, it's not massive, but it is an element, yes.
And they spent big on the Rosebank revamp, and that apparently is coming along well. So
Let's
it was
have a
the
look at the share
star
price.
performer
Can we get
in
the
2011,
share price?
2012, did well, even in 2013, 2014. But it sort of probably got fairly fully priced and is now settled back because of the trends that Wayne and I have been talking about.
More downside.
Probably yes,
this
unfortunately. The yield, as you said, the yield's low, and the outlook the next 2 years is just not good for any property company, quite frankly.
Hot or not, Paul?
I still think they're going to do well operationally and cash flows will be strong, but at the moment the general tide is against them, so not hot for me.
Paul, Wayne?
No, not hot, no.
Not hot.
You just have ice cubes, yeah.